Hello, everybody. I just pressed go live, so I'm going to give this a quick moment to get loaded up onto everybody's pages. And then we're going to kick things off. So I want to thank those of you that get the opportunity or take the time to watch these live, but more importantly, just take time throughout the day to catch this short little message that I really want to share with people. So I've been fielding a lot of questions. I've been actually getting a lot of people who have been making comments about, how, they're not as motivated all the time. And they ask, do I wake up motivated every single day, or how that works in my nature? And, one thing that I want to share from like the pits of my heart is that motivation, honestly, I've learned is like a shower. And my mentors have told us that you got to do it every single darn day. So, if you've caught any of the videos that I've done in the past, you will see that I've talked about affirmations, I've talked about personal development, I've talked about writing down your goals. These are all things that are part of my morning rituals or my end of day rituals that help me focus in and laser focus on what it is that I want to accomplish. So if there's some days that you're like at peak performance and you feel amazing and highly motivated, awesome. And then if on the other days you don't feel as motivated, I want you to know you're not on that train alone. But there are things that I've learned to do over my professional career that have allowed me to zero in and help myself be more motivated than times maybe I'm feeling a little low energy. The first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is stop watering the weeds in your life and start watering the flowers. So start looking for the things that are good. Start celebrating the small wins that you have. Matter of fact, I'd love for you to maybe, if you're watching this video with us today, go in the chat box and put out one thing you're grateful for. Put out one thing that you can high five yourself for. Put out one thing that you can celebrate from this week so far. And what you'll find is that if you simply integrate these simple gratitudes or celebrations, that's going to feed into your motivation over time. But you have to understand that, again, daily motivation, it's built each and every single day. And it's through that compounded effect that it starts to avalanche. And one of my mentors, the great Jeff Olson, wrote the book, The Slight Edge. And he talks about how it's the simple little daily disciplines that don't seem to make a difference, but over a long period of time, make the lifetime of difference. And that could apply to a burger. That could be to working out or not working out. But the same goes to you feeding your mind positive, motivating things every day. Some of you maybe have heard of the Chinese bamboo tree analogy, but it literally takes 5 years for a Chinese bamboo tree to grow. The first 5 years, it takes daily effort of watering its roots and tending to the soil, just like it takes daily effort of you reading the book, listening to the podcast, writing down your goals. And at about the 5-year mark, it sprouts from the ground and literally grows over 90 feet tall. So my encouragement is that each of you leaving this Zoom or leaving this call or live or however you're catching us, that you leave committed being that bamboo tree. Develop the daily habits that are going to allow you to achieve the results that you want in your future. If you look at all the most successful people, what they typically have is a morning routine, something that helps them get their mindset, get their physical body ready before they march out and play the game of life. No different than the Olympic athletes do. They warm up, they condition their body before they step out into the field playing their specific sport. We need to do the same thing. We need to make sure our mindset is right. We've got to check up from the neck up so we can manage our energy. And another thing that I'll tell you that I've learned from a lot of very successful people is that they plan their day before their day begins. They review their action steps that they took for that day, but then they are making decisions on what are the action steps they're going to do that very next day. So they don't wake up and see how they feel. They don't wake up and think if they're motivated or not. They wake up and they're ready to take action based off the plan that they put in place the night before. And one of the things I learned is to write down my goals every single day. You may be thinking, gosh, Puya, that's a little extreme. The analogy that I'll share is if person A writes down their goal once a day, That's 365 times a year, right? If person B writes down their goal one time a month, even, that's 12 times a year. My question to you is the person that wrote down their goal, person A, 365 times more likely to accomplish their goal? Or is person B, the person that writes it down only 12 times in a year, more likely to accomplish their goal? I'm curious to actually see what the answer is in the chat box below. I'll come back a little bit towards the end of the stream and I'll make sure I give you guys that answer. But I really want to encourage you to take these simple little things, start implementing them into your day. Just like consumption of water, just like the awareness of food. It's not something you have to do every day, like you're a strict military sergeant. But if you start integrating it more often than not, you'll find the massive success and abundance come your way. So I hope you're getting value out of these short streams. Again, I would love to know where you're tuning in from and that the fact that you're here. So if you're on with us live, I'd love to see live in the chat box below. If you're catching us on replay, you can put where you're tuning in from and I'll come back in towards the end and share some love. But my hope is that each of you make the decision leaving this stream, commit to planning your day before your day begins. More importantly, write down those goals so that you know the outcome you are specifically working towards. Make it a great day. Take charge, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.